Hi, I'm Chanel, and today we are going to focus on how to be more confident. And I know this is something that a lot of us struggle with, and it's something that I think many people are constantly trying to work on. But I've found that there are three things that actually make a really big difference. At least they did for me, and I know for others that I've talked to as well. So we're gonna go right into it and focus on those three things. Okay, so the first thing that I think makes a huge difference on confidence is figuring out what you really like about yourself. So, and I know this sounds obvious, but honestly, it's kind of surprising how people don't think about this, but ask yourself, am I someone who's really kind? Am I someone who's funny or witty? Do I know everything there is to know about movies or about a specific movie? Have I traveled somewhere really cool? Have I gone backpacking or hiking to this really unique place? Do I have a really interesting hobby? Am I a painter? Do I sketch? Can I ride a unicycle? Something random. But I think all of these things are super cool and things that we forget are interesting. And I really do think it's important to know what you like about yourself. Everyone has such amazing things going for themselves, and I think oftentimes you forget that. And I know it sounds silly, but having this list in your mind actually makes a huge difference, because when you're in the moment of something, I think it's actually really easy to forget what you like about yourself. But if you have this list and you just know who you are and what your worth is, it makes a world of a difference. And I know it sounds cheesy, but repetition also makes a difference. Say these things to yourself every day. Say it in your head in the morning. Say, I am kind, I am funny, and I'm a talented artist. Or I am smart, I am driven, and I am a really good reader. Like whatever it is, just say it to yourself in the morning. As a personal example, my mom used to, since I was a child, tell me I was beautiful. She would call me beautiful as a name. And whether it's true or not, I think that really helped me with confidence throughout my life, just because I do believe that I'm beautiful, like now, regardless of if that's, what it is, a standard of beauty or whatnot. But I think telling yourself something on a daily basis makes a huge difference. So recommend finding out that list of things you like about yourself, reminding yourself daily about what you like, and trying to keep that as a practice as much as you can, almost like a meditation. And I know there are going to be people here who are like, oh, I have nothing I like about myself, which honestly isn't true, because everyone has something amazing about themselves. They just need to figure out what it is. But it's okay. If you are someone who really thinks hey, I have nothing that I like about myself, I don't really know where to even begin, I'm going to give you an exercise, and I have an option for you. And honestly, this exercise is really good for anyone, regardless if you are someone who believes, you already have a certain number of traits, or if you just want to be growing and learning. And I think it's really important to constantly push yourself to learn and grow. So the exercise is think about what are the three traits you really want to embody. So let's say that you want to be more approachable. In that case, look at someone or try looking at people who are approachable and learn from them. What is it that they do that makes people feel really comfortable? Do they remember people's names? Are they really good listeners? Do they ask really thoughtful questions? Just learn from them and try to implement those actions into your daily life and take it step by step. Let's say you really want to be a great musician, and we'll use guitar as an example. So you want to be a guitarist. 1, go buy a guitar if you don't have a guitar already. But if you do, go watch some videos on YouTube and look at some tutorials and figure out the basics of guitar. Try to learn a really easy song, or ask around and see if any of your friends play guitar and they're willing to teach you something new. There's always something you can do, and I think the most important part is that you just need to take action. And before I end on this, I actually wanted to insert a little important note that just came to mind that I think is worth saying and emphasizing. there is no such thing as a standard. So you might be thinking like, oh, I need to be like so-and-so, or my parents want me to be like this person. It's okay, just be who you want to be. I think that's the most important part. You don't want to mold yourself to become someone who society or others want you to be. That'll never really lead to happiness. So be who you want to be. You were put here to be yourself, not to become a clone of everyone else. So I want you to know that it's okay to have your own interests and hobbies and traits that you really want to embody. Okay, so summarizing that point is figure out what you like about yourself, write it down. I know this is silly, but writing things down makes you so much more successful. You become 42% more likely to achieve a goal if you write it down. So write down what you like about yourself. Also write down traits you want to embody if you want to work on yourself too. Number 2, put a little effort into how you look. And I know people are going to be like, oh, this is so superficial. And I'm not a superficial person. I do truly believe that it's what's on the inside that really matters, and your personality is so much more important than how you look. Honestly, I know so many people, both men and women, who are maybe not as, the most typical attractive or the most beautiful, but they're awesome and they're funny and they're cool and they're interesting and they have really great personalities, and that makes so much more of a difference, and that is so much more attractive than just being good looking. But going back to the main point, put a little effort into how you look. And it's more just because if you put effort into how you look, you actually feel better as well. And a nice haircut and decent fitting clothes can actually go a long way and make a huge difference. When you feel good and you feel like you look good, you become or feel more confident just naturally. And for myself, as an example, do I usually wear makeup? Not really. Am I wearing makeup right now? Yes, because I wanted to feel good during this video. I wanted to not be thinking about, like, what does my face look like? Is this okay? Is that okay? And makeup makes me feel a bit more confident, and it doesn't shape who I am. It's not entirely, who I am as a person, but it helps. And I think it can make a difference, and it's really worth it to just try. And you don't have to buy designer clothes or really expensive products. I think people always think, oh, I have to have the nicest thing in order for it to make a difference. No, like just a nice sweater and like maybe a little blush or lipstick or whatever, good haircut can really make a difference. There's so much you can do within a reasonable budget. So stop making excuses, just put a little effort. You don't have to get an insane makeover, just start trying things here and there. Third tip, final step, or final thing you can do to become more confident. Just start doing. I know it's easier said than done, and people often are just afraid to even take the first step, but really just start taking action and trying, even if it's baby steps. Actually, an important note here, it's been proven that setting smaller goals or setting more reasonable goals is actually way better for you than setting these big, crazy goals for yourself. So as an example, if you were trying to get better at running, if you had never been a runner before and you set your goal for the first week to be able to run 5 miles, that's a lot and that's a big jump. And, oftentimes people probably won't be able to, or if they do, it's so strenuous and tiring that they're really not excited to even try to set another goal. Whereas if you said, okay, my goal is to be comfortable with running 1 mile for the first week, that's something you can do. You don't have to say, oh, I need to run it within, 7 minutes and I need to be really fast. Just say, I want to be comfortable with running 1 mile. That is something you can do, and then you're probably likely to hit that goal. And then you're also just going to feel good about it and want to set more goals. So set reasonable goals. Another thing is that I also feel like a lot of the time people just don't start taking action or doing because they're afraid. They're afraid that, they're going to fail, or they're going to be embarrassed in front of their friends or family, or they're going to look dumb. And I think that's such a shame. I'm a total full believer of the phrase, you miss 100% of the shots you never take. Wayne Gretzky or Michael Scott, depending on who you are or what you prefer. But I just think it's important to try. And again, for myself, I really wanted to start YouTubing 3 years ago, I think it was. And I didn't because I, don't really have a social or big social presence. I don't have a blog with a ton of followers. I just thought I would look really dumb and like I would just look like a fool trying to post videos with no one following me. And I have 0 subscribers right now. So if you want to subscribe, click that button at the end or click it now, whenever. Please subscribe. But I'm okay with it. Like, I'm just over it. And I rather have tried and then not succeeded versus wonder, 10 years down the line, like what might have happened if I'd actually done something about it. So take, a lesson from me. I lost those 3 years. Those are 3 years that I'll now have back. And I feel like if I had started YouTubing, I could have learned how to edit. I could have learned how to take really cool shots. I might have bought like a super nice camera to start filming on. And who knows where I'd be today. So just start trying, even if it's like a little bit. It doesn't have to be this huge ordeal. Just take baby steps. And I think it'll go a really long way. Okay, that is it for today. I hope this really helps you be more confident. Feel free to comment and share what worked for you, what didn't, any other tips that help. And again, please subscribe. I am just starting out and I love this stuff and I love talking to you guys. All right, bye.